So I have a couple people that I think,
Who are they?
Elizabeth Blackwell and Virginia Apgar.
And why did you choose those two?
Because when I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
And so what have you learned from your preliminary research?
If you chose someone before that you said you might want to do, maybe when you do your research, you find a different person that you feel like you want to do, research on more.
And who have you found? What did you find so far?
I think Virginia Apgar would be my number one choice.
And there's enough material there you found on her life?
I found her when we were about to put away the Chromebooks, so I didn't have time to do research.
Okay. There's something important to do tonight. Let's go, Seth.
I will be choosing my first. I just looked at 5 marine biologists and marine explorers.
Cool. Why marine biologists? Why choose those guys?
I'm interested in the animals in the ocean, and I want to be a marine biologist when I grow up.
So having done this preliminary research, what have you found out?
Found out it's sort of easier to choose a person, because you're not like, oh, I want to do this person or that person, but you chose, you choose different people.
So what have you found in your search? Who you're leaning toward now?
Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau. And you found there's a lot of information about him?
Yeah.
It would be a great topic. There.
Me and Adrian, I think we're gonna work together, and we found 5 people, and we found Eugene Clark. She works with sharks, and we also found someone named Diane
Fossey.
and she works with mountain gorillas, and Sarah I don't know how to pronounce her name.
It's okay.
And she became the youngest person to ski in the South Pole.
Huh.
And then there's someone else named Shannon Switzer, and she works with a lot of animals, like I think horses, cheetahs.
So based on your early research, because we didn't have so much time today, where are you leaning now?
We think that we might, if we're allowed, we found these 2 twins, and they help save Raylan and Amy Nelson, and they save animals and help them because, if they need help.
And where do you go now? What would you do tonight? What would be the next step?
Probably some research on Raylan and Amy Nelson
Well,
to see what we could.
Well, actually, we haven't decided who we're gonna do yet.
Yeah, so I mean, you need to find, do you have enough information?
Yeah, that's probably what.
Can you find out about their childhood, what led them to do what they do?
Yeah.
Because others, Diane Fossey, tons of stuff, lots of stuff to do. So that's part of the decision making. Julia?
I already had choose 4 people in mind, and they're all scientists, because when I grow up, I really want to become a scientist.
So can you throw out a couple of names, or who are you leaning toward now?
I'm actually choose 4 people. It's Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, Bill Gates, who made Microsoft, and Steve Jobs.
Very different kinds of people. You'll find lots about all of them. What's their connection to your interest? Why would you choose those?
They are all scientists, and they made all inventions, and I'm really interested into making inventions and becoming a scientist.
Cool, good. Angelina?
I chose Marie Curie because I really like chemistry, and she won a Nobel Prize for chemistry, and she also discovered radium and something else, I don't know how to pronounce it. Polonium. And I also chose Steve Jobs because I really like technology, and I'm kind of good at it, and I just like playing around with it. and I chose Elizabeth Blackwell because I want to become a pediatrician when I grow up.
All three great topics. Now you have to look at each one and say, which one are you really most interested in? Keita.
Well, I think that back to the question of the should you do the project of your interest or convenience? I think your project should be of interest and it should be convenient, because if it's not convenient but it's of interest, like there on Wikipedia, there's like a paragraph about what they did or the childhood or stuff, like this much.
And this was actually came up with, I saw this with Julia. Julia was interested in a particular gymnast. But the question is, how much information is about that gymnast's life? Because it may be a paragraph and you say like, what do I do now? But Albert Einstein, there's going to be a ton of stuff.
Yeah, so
So it's a combination of both, your interest and how much
Yeah.
is out there. Yeah.
you need to have a lot to make a decent project.
And stuff that you can use.
Yeah.
Because what we found with Columbus is there's a lot of stuff and it can be very complicated. 2 years ago, someone did Columbus and found it to be, there's just too much to read. Like James Cook. Marin is thinking about James Cook.
Yeah.
It's like sifting through because there's a lot. He did like 5 voyages. He did a lot of stuff. So you may be overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that's there. So selecting amongst all those resources is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I think I'll do, I'm thinking about like 5 people. George Lucas, the inventor of Star Wars.
Well, who are you thinking about now of those 5? Are you leaning toward one of them?
I'm not sure. I think I would either lean to, Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein.
Okay, good, thank you.
I think that your project should always be about what you like and the convenience, because when I was in 2nd grade, it should be both about convenience and what you like, because in 2nd grade I did a project on Michelangelo, but our teacher got to choose it for us. But I worked with what I had, and I'm trying to remember if there was a lot or not a lot of information. But my mom and I went to the library and we found this huge book of like everything. So
There's tons of stuff. Like Angela,
so
overwhelming.
sometimes books are better than the internet.
And absolutely so, and particularly in the arts.
Because you can get like a whole book on it.
Yeah.
And in the internet, you can have a bunch of different things
But you
that
don't know
can
what it is.
confuse you. Like, there can be, when I was on the internet with Isabella, we were looking at YouTube videos, and there was something.
We were trying to find.
It was like Audrey Hepburn makeup at breakfast in
Sure,
Tiffany's.
sure.
Like, so there's lots of more confusing stuff on the internet, so sometimes books are better.
Great,
it's
well
more
said,
narrowed
well
down.
said. Marco.
I agree with Audrey. Back to the first thing we were talking about. So in 2nd grade, we had our teacher chose our projects for us, and I got Alexander Graham Bell, and that's not really someone that I would particularly.
Tell me
like
where you are
to-
now with your project. Who do you have in mind? And why did you select them, and what's your feeling about, where do you lean toward now?
Well, we have Edward Michael Grillis, who is the survivalist person in on the show Man vs. Wild, and Marco Polo. Because,
Those two.
Well, and then
Why?
we have another one.
How does that connect to your
Because,
personal interest?
Well, I just really like outdoor stuff, and I also really like the Man vs. Wild show. And sit down. And then I also like Marco Polo. Well, because we have the same name, so. And it's very mentally connected.
The question is if you will you find an interest necessarily in people who have the same name? In this case, I think yes.
Well, could I say
Sure.
something? Well, in second grade, you could like she would choose it for you, but you could just like give some. You could say, could I might have this person, and I said Marco Polo. I did in second grade, and I really liked it. So, it's something that is in my interest.